They ain't see us coming till we hopped up on the stage. Now the fan base jumping like we dunking NBA. You gon' talk about the hood? Now I got something else to say. Intellectual convo, sprinkle with some game. This shit sounds serious. That ain't every day. Plus Peasy got them jokes. You know that nigga always playing. Who's the white boy? That's Nyce, yo, homie a G. He from the hood, plus he speak like he got a degree. What's up with Xcel? The guard, he a battling beast. Supreme knowledge and equality to round up the team. 4 dudes from the dirt with our eyes on the goal. Took coal, applied pressure, and made it a diamond throne.
Yeah, Los hit the drop. Let them know what time it is.
Shout out to Index Poppy in the back.
Shout out to
voice.
Index Poppy Los.
And the disembodied voice. You know what I'm saying?
The disembodied voice, Barbette.
And Vicky the
Shout
voice.
out to Vicky the voice in the back. How y'all feeling back there? Good? We ready?
Okay.
I got a quick question.
talking to the mic
so
back
do I
there,
gotta
right?
share?
You would probably have to.
Yeah, so I think we all got to share
You would probably have to share.
the live. So
Yeah, we should.
I mean,
pops
people
up.
will share, but everybody tuning in, do the usual. Like, comment, share.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
Just wanna
saying?
make
That's
sure
what you got to do
everything's
real quick. And that's really it, man. And then we're going to get into this pod, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get right into this weirdo. Desiigner.
Yeah.
Desiigner on the plane doing weird shit, Pete. I told you. You gotta
Yo,
keep the
man,
phone
I had
down,
my volume
boy.
down, and then when I go onto Facebook,
See,
it
what
goes up.
happened was
See what I wrote, see what happened.
He's always
Can't leave that shit up to Pete.
always
Like, my bad.
always P.
Go ahead, talk about Desiigner real quick. I got some things to talk about. Go ahead.
All I know is apparently he
was on the flight back from
He did
Thailand.
some real wild shit on a plane.
he was
yo.
playing with his panda.
My man was beating his meat in his airplane seat.
Yeah, he was
crazy,
tweaking
yo.
on the plane, man.
Yeah, this shit was crazy.
And supposedly they found out because he was like under like a jacket or something, and then they said like the Vaseline fell on the floor.
What?
Yeah, then
he was wild,
He was
wild.
wild. He was getting busy in there.
He was getting money in there. Like
He was making love to himself.
my
up in
son
there.
was going.
Yo, I'm just saying, like, because you know how the nigga be like kind of crazy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I wonder if that nigga was over there like. Straight up. He's a wild boy.
He's a wild boy. He's a wild guy, man.
His head be moving all crazy.
Yeah, like.
Oh, shit.
Well, you know what airline he was on when he did that?
I didn't say, man. It doesn't mention the airline, man, at all, man. But it says,
That's because it's a dog.
No, it was definitely, it had to be Spirit.
No, it wasn't.
Nah, was
Nah,
it coming
Spirit
from
would have let him
Thailand?
get. Spirit would have let him get that off. Spirit.
Thailand
Spirit
had
like,
to somebody goes
No pun
international.
intended.
He's just
No pun intended.
Word,
on the
word.
I
plane.
don't think
He's
Spirit
good.
goes international though.
Spirit wouldn't have gave a fuck.
Yeah, Spirit doesn't go
Like,
international.
ahead,
Doesn't
my
mention
man.
anything about the airline.
We don't have we don't got no first class, no nothing. Go ahead, my man.
But,
You got
but listen, but they say sources
he good.
sources close to the musician told the outlet that his erratic behavior began after he was prescribed unspecified medication that the undisclosed source believes the pharmaceuticals caused a chemical imbalance with Desiigner, resulting in his public indecency.
That shit just crazy.
What
shit
like
just
who
sounds
gave him the
crazy.
medicine?
I don't know,
Yo.
man.
I just
So
need to know the
basically what it
mixture
was is-
because I could never do that shit.
So basically what it was is that he thought about this shit, but whatever was going on in his head, like usually it would tell him don't do that
Do his shit, but
right?
but the drugs he was on said, "Yo, I'm gonna beat my meat right
yeah,
here."
you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. He was like, damn, I'm kind of horny. And them drugs was like, you should beat your meat. He was like, word, you ain't
You should
lying,
beat your
yo.
meat right
She
here,
crazy.
bro.
Yo,
Hey, we got.
So he was like, "Sir, would you like a ginger ale?" He was like, "Yeah, she want to fuck."
Yeah, she wanna-
Right.
Oh, he looked at the time like, yo, we got how many hours? We got like 5 more hours. You might as well get it right here, bro. It's gonna be a minute before we
And
land.
he flew into Minneapolis, so they said when he landed, law enforcement was sitting there waiting for him when he got off the plane.
Of course,
Yeah, hell
of course, man.
Wow, this shit.
They hit him.
Of course, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I
he's a
mean,
wild dude.
he said this. What you said though, he said he had some form of a nervous breakdown or something.
Chemical imbalance.
He
Blaming
was
it on
no,
that.
but he had a mental breakdown wherever he was at or something like that. He went somewhere, he got treated, and when they let him go, he was still hopped up on the meds. That's what they're saying, and
Well,
he
yeah,
decided
that's
to do
what-
that weirdo.
Hopped up on the meds. You should ain't give him ecstasy.
That's what I feel like. What do they give him?
They give him.
I know this.
Pink
He's gonna be.
horsepower.
He's gonna be in like that's a
Give
serious
horsepower.
charge, bro. That's, That's a
definitely
real serious
indecency.
charge, bro. You
That's
can't
like a
just
sexual.
and because it's on a plane.
It's
I'm pretty sure
federal.
that shit's
No,
federal.
he got to register as a sex offender, right?
Yeah, that shit. He's because
That
and
shit might be
it's
wild.
federal too. Like he's
Anything
gonna
on a
get
plane
he could
is
get a
federal,
state
B.
and federal charge for that. Like whatever state it was in, he'll get that, and the
When
feds
you in
are
the
gonna
sky,
grab
'cause
it
you in the
because
sky's feds, yeah.
it's on a plane, bro.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So he better hope that he better hope that shit get dropped down to something else because
My
he
son
about to
was
take a bad
wildin'.
hit, bro.
And they said erratic behavior, but he been erratic. Like you ever listen to him talk?
I was gonna say once I heard the shit, right? Just hearing the way he raps, I could barely understand what he used to say. So it was
Facts,
like
yeah.
I always thought, like, yo, is he like slow or some shit? He be mumbling, and I can barely hear what the hell he says. And then they're like, yo, Desiigner was
Well, yeah, the way he raps
stroking
is
his joint
crazy.
on a plane. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
And then when they told me he's from New York, I'm like, yo, that's even worse. Like, cause he don't even talk like a New Yorker. He doesn't sound like it at all. Nothing. So yeah,
Say, yo,
when that record first came out, they thought it was Future.
yeah.
I thought it was too.
I definitely thought it was.
But everything that you said, he said already. He said he blamed it on. He got admitted to the hospital when he performed overseas, man, and he hasn't been thinking clearly since. So I don't know, man.
Oh, so
Yeah,
you
he
say-
put some post up like take mental health serious.
Serious, yeah. He got some. It's a whole
Yeah, I guess
bunch
so.
of
Oh,
so you
blather.
trying to say
There's a
they
whole bunch of
drugged him in-
blather skite that he put on his
They
post.
trying to
I'm
say
not
they
even gonna
drugged him
read
in
it.
Thailand?
Yeah, they tried to say
Oh,
and he haven't been thinking clearly since.
Oh, I'm not
say, yo,
rolling
son,
with
what
that.
you in for? He said, yo, skeeted on the tree.
Skeeted on a plane. Skeeted off on a plane. Like, what are you
Yo, I
doing?
skeeted on the pull down tray on the plane, yo.
Shorty's like, can I offer you some nuts? He's like, I'm out the bus one right now. You good?
He's like, I got these. I'm good. I got it. You know what I mean?
He's like, yo, okay.
My son blamed Thailand though.
Blame Thailand for
Yeah, that's what he blamed. I told you. He said he had some type of issue.
Said he got
and
admitted, then he said
got
he
treated
hasn't
or
been thinking
something like
clearly
Nigga,
since, man.
he took Bangkok serious.
Yeah, yo, Bangkok super
That's a
serious,
fact. He
man.
took that shit. He meant that shit, son.
Stop, bro.
Wow,
That nigga was like, word. That nigga Thailand though.
they gave him a super strong Jensen out that motherfucker.
Yeah, they gave him the ginseng, son.
One of them honey packs.
Bullshit.
Speaking of that inappropriate
behavior, man.
Yeah.
that weirdo shit. Did y'all see the David Choe dude from that? What is that show he's on? Everybody's been
Beef
watching.
pause.
Beef is
Pause.
fire, though.
Beef pause. That's a filthy name for a show. Beef pause.
Pause, but it's still fire.
Yo, you watch Beef?
Nah, I don't want.
Shit
Yo, you
just
watch
fool.
beef?
Because you know
No.
why I like Ali Wong, man.
I don't
Pause.
watch
Her
Beef.
name is
Look,
crazy.
Yo, all the names is crazy.
Ali Wong,
Ali Wong on beef is nuts.
So, see, everything about this show just comes with a pause behind it.
Yo.
I
Yeah.
can't even say this.
Ali Wong is
Yo,
crazy.
I'm still laughing at, yo, you watch Beef?
No.
Yo.
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm wild. You be wild offending somebody.
Yo.
No, I don't, sir. I'll never.
I don't even know how you describe that properly. Be like, yo, you know the Netflix series with old boy from
David Choe.
The Walking Dead or something?
Yeah.
Because you can't.
And you can't say the shorty's name, Ali Wong.
Ali
Pause.
Wong,
Whoa,
pause.
like no.
Every time somebody says Ali Wong, they gotta say pause after that. Ali
Yeah,
Wong, pause. yo.
Ali, yo, that show. Yeah, nah, but he did some filthy shit.
Yeah, they say in 2014 on the episode of his podcast, the DVDASA podcast, whatever that fucking supposed to mean, the name refers to a pornographic sex act. Choe admitted to the co-host Asa Akara, an adult film actress, that he had engaged in what he called rapey behavior with a masseuse at her place of business. The encounter ended with the woman giving Choe oral sex. In his description of the event, Choe stated, "She has given me no signs that she's into me or this is appropriate behavior." "You're basically telling us you're a rapist," said the co-host Akira. Choe was subsequently denounced by other publications. In a statement later posted on the podcast website, Choe defended himself. "I am an artist and a storyteller, and I view my show, the DVDASA podcast, as a complete extension of my art." He wrote, insisting he is not a rapist. "If I am guilty of anything, it's bad storytelling in the style of a douche."
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
I don't know
What he did.
You seen it,
Did you
though.
see
I
it?
sent
No,
you
I
the
seen
clip.
it. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
That
yeah.
guy's
Wow,
wild.
that shit was wild how it came off.
So the way he was describing it, he's getting a massage or whatever, and he tells Shorty, to basically jerk him off. You know what I'm saying? And
But she didn't want to. So
yeah, she didn't want to. He was like, yo,
Kept trying
go
to edge
ahead.
it
Yeah,
on, yeah.
he was trying to coerce her.
Yeah.
So then she did the shit. So then he told Shorty, like, yo, just kiss it.
No, but he said he took her hand
Oh,
and put it on
yeah,
his
yeah,
chin.
yeah, you're right.
So
You're
he's
right.
like,
He put her
this
hand-
is
he put his
important.
hand
No,
on
this
her
is
hand.
This is
important.
important. This is important, right? So he put a hand. He put a hand on his meat, and then basically
She was doing the.
got her doing the thing or whatever. So then he tell her to kiss it. She's like, no, and he's like, yo, just go ahead or whatever. So then he said that fucking like. I guess she got close when he said he just grabbed her head and just
started
jammed her head down on his meat. Like, yo.
He's like laughing while he's saying this
laughing,
shit.
cracking up. Shorty was like.
He literally said he was, F fucking her. You know what I'm saying? On this
yeah,
shit.
he said, yo, I just started face fucking her. Shorty was like, yo.
The girl was like, so you just raped her.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? And
then he had the nerve to say he's getting kind of turned on after telling the story.
Yeah.
That was the wild part, bro.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, he's a creep, and if that Asa Kara, she's a porn star. So she's like, yo, if she's saying that, like, then you're definitely wilding in the way he told the stories. Like, bro, you raped that girl, bro. Like,
he was really talking about it like it was funny too. He's like, I remember saying he was like, at no point in time did she even seem like she was into it.
Yeah.
And
even how he told the story made it seem like she wasn't into it at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he's like, I just had my hand on her head and I was basically just face fucking her. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, this dude's just openly saying he just sexually assaulted this chick.
That was definitely
word.
And then it was somebody said something like, I forget, it's something to alluded to the fact like, well, like if she didn't want to do it, she didn't have to do it or something like that. And it was like, but dude, you like
forced her.
You forced her to do it, bro. She might have been scared. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh well, she did it, so it was voluntary because she did it. You could have intimidated her. You could have coerced her. These are all forms of sexual assault, bro, or certain tactics used in order to do that to somebody. So it's like, bro, what are you talking about? Like,
that's a fact. It's
everything you did was just crazy, bro. You just whip out your joint, and she's like, yo, what are you doing? And you're like, yo, just stroke it. And she's like,
she's told him no multiple times.
No, yeah. And then he's like, yo, I take her hand, and then I make her do it.
He even
and
admitted that he told her
I tell her to kiss it. She says no. I take her head. I force it down. Like, bro, everything you said was
rape.
It was going against everything that she apparently wanted to do. If you have to do all of that to a female, I gotta take your hand and do this and take your head and force it, bro. That means she don't want to do the shit.
That definitely means she's not with it, and you shouldn't be bragging about that shit. Like, that's the
he
worst.
He definitely thought it was like amusing to people. The way
That's
he told the
a little
story.
different from that comedian. What's his name?
Oh, Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely different than what Bill Burr said, bro. Bill Burr was like, the shit with Bill Burr when he was like, you messing with a female, you gotta be careful today because you mess with a female, and then you joke, you wet her, and she's like, no, stop, you're being bad, stop, no. He's like, the next thing you know, you go to court, and then they're reading off the report, and it's like, she said, no, stop, this is bad, stop. And he's like, she ain't say it like that. She ain't say it like that. It's not how she fucking said it.
Nah, Bill Burr.
And he was saying, like, ladies, you need to be more like fucking, be more fucking straightforward with it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So there's no confusion. You feel me?
But that's some crazy shit. And the way he was just telling the story, it was like, I'm getting more turned on telling us, like, son, you a creepy guy, dude. Like,
mad creepy.
If you got to do all that to even get a shorty, like, bro.
I mean, it was definitely like just weird because he's sitting there and I was turned on and all this other stuff, bro. That shit is just weird, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, me personally, I feel like depending on how long ago that this transpired, I mean, he openly admitted to this shit. So if the girl was to come forward, like, yeah, he did this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I feel like he should be charged for that shit.
They're trying to find him right now.
Yeah, they're trying to
find
cancel
her.
that show.
They're trying to find her right now.
Yeah,
they need to, because he already admitted this shit. He's already openly admitted it. So if that girl comes forward like, yeah, I'm the one, yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying? You get what you deserve, bro. 'Cause there was nothing funny about that shit, laughing and joking.
Funny
But
at
that shit
all.
ain't funny, dog.
That
You know
shit
what I'm
is
saying?
definitely not funny.
This is gonna be like a whole nother Deshaun Watson type of deal.
Word.
Like, cause it'd just be like, it'd be like one person and then another, because you just got to think like
All Stars was one, and all these other ones start coming up.
I wonder like how many times he might have did something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's telling one story, but like that shit.
Yeah, because if he's telling the story, he's that confident about it. I'm sure he's tried that shit a couple times. You know what I'm saying? More than once at least. You know what I'm saying? For him to even just be telling the story and be that confident about it, man.
Little too comfortable.
Yeah,
It was definitely a little too
Turns into a money grab for some though. For the other
Of
females.
course, I mean, when you got all them, like even even we'll use Bill Cosby real quick.
Right.
Shit,
even Tiger
all
Woods.
them women weren't telling the truth.
Yeah,
but we know there was money grabs with that shit. But when you have that many people saying the same shit about you, it doesn't even matter if fucking there was what was it? 6 dozen different women or something like that. Let's just say all of them was lying except one. Then it don't even matter.
It don't even matter.
It really don't even matter because all it takes is one. You know what I'm saying? If you did that to one person, you're just as bad as somebody that did it to 50.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
You feel me? But realistically, we know there was money grab. There was obviously probably women that were lying for the money grab or whatever. But dog, when you have multiple people saying they've experienced the same thing with you, I mean,
over a span of years too.
That's what
like,
I mean.
yeah.
There's got to be some form.
Speaking of
a
Deshaun
truth to
Watson,
that,
didn't he have to pay all them like $1 million each or something like that?
Yeah, but it was like it was everything was settled out of court.
Right, but they all got like $1 million each or something
Yeah,
like
we
that.
don't like. I don't. It wasn't like it wasn't
probably
disclosed.
NDAs and shit.
Yeah, it wasn't disclosed. Everything was like you said NDAs, but like that was like the consensus. Like
It's just crazy.
you know what I'm saying. That's why you got that huge contract and
Women being victims could be profitable.
absolutely.
I ain't gonna lie. I was surprised to see him get that contract after all that shit.
Yeah.
I think it was a
I
setup,
think
man.
everybody in the world was surprised to see him get
You know
that
what I'm saying? I'm like,
contract.
God
Me
damn.
too. I was surprised.
I was
He got
like,
that
oh,
money
shit.
just in time to pay all them off. If you think about it.
Absolutely.
Nah, I
If you
mean,
think
just the
about
fact
it,
that he
it
was
worked out.
just the fact that he was black with all them damn accusations,
Yeah.
and I was like, and he still got that contract. I was like, oh
Yeah,
shit,
nah, that's a
they
fact.
must really like him.
Biggest contract in NFL
Yeah,
history.
because that's
for a
not
quarterback.
something they play
Well,
with.
so
man.
Lamar just bodied that one. Lamar just got
Well,
the
Lamar
biggest
just got a better
Lamar,
one.
yeah.
Lamar got a better
Yeah,
one, but
but
I mean,
even
shit, he
still,
got a
them
big ass
accusations,
contract
they
with
don't
all
play.
them
Guaranteed.
accusations.
Guaranteed,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's
Guaranteed.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to his success, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know.
Speaking of women's success,
Speaking of success,
women. Who put that in the group chat? 'Cause that was a dope question. I didn't really understand it,
So
but you brought it up, right?
yeah, hold on. George is at the front door. Yeah, sorry. So it was a question that was posed because it was basically like are women victims of their own success, right? So basically,
Vicky about to get on the mic. Look,
Oh,
you seen her
she
face?
is.
Hey,
Vicky's
let's
voice.
go, Vicky.
She's like,
She went like
Yes.
this.
Come on, Vic.
yes.
Hold
my
on.
time
Come on,
to
Vic.
shine,
Yes.
beloved.
It wasn't yes. It was
Power
yes.
lift 315 pounds.
Vicky about to
I'm
get on
about
the
to
mic.
lift
But
this
go ahead,
whole
though.
table
Elaborate
off
because
this motherfucker,
I wanted
yeah.
to understand where this was coming from.
Yeah.
All
So basically, what it was is so the more money a female makes, right? It was saying like the less male suitors you'll have, or should I say qualify, the amount of suitors that you have qualify for that type of woman. So let's say you got a woman that's making $200,000 a year. She doesn't want a regular man. You know what I'm saying? She wants a man that's making 6 figures like her, but actually at least somewhere around what she's making or more. This is the average woman. But if you had a man that was making 6 figures, let's say $200,000, he really doesn't care about how much the female makes. He's not worried about that. So it's like our women victims of their own success because, you know, when you have a woman that's making that type of bread, you know, she got dudes that's trying to holler at her all the time, you know, in the DMs, text messages, when she's out, but most likely she's gonna shun them because they're not hitting that bar.
Right.
So she might literally be pushing away some of the best men that could show her, that can have all the qualities that she's looking for in a man, except for the bank account. So
Essentially, is she a victim of her own
Is she a
success?
victim of her own success?
That's a valid
That's a good
question.
question.
Let
crazy.
Vicky.
Right, Vicky.
On a personal level, for me, I'm not a victim of on my own success. I'm very comfortable and confident of whatever success is coming towards me.
No, but do you, because you've reached a certain level of success, are your standards based, like, how can I say this? Because you've reached a certain level of success, have your standards in men changed with regarding the level of success that they need to be at in order for you to date them?
As I get older, yes. I have to, what I learned, during my 20s, I didn't really care what kind of standard I had when it comes to guys. Because during that time, I was not looking for a relationship at all. I was just looking for like a fling and just see what's out there for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I get older, when I was more focused on my career, I realized that I gotta compromise of certain standards that I have. So I've dated all guys, all economically. Like I dated from the blue collars, like the bus drivers. I've dated the wealthiest men in my time, but as I get to know them, it gives me a different perspective.
So I feel like you're dancing around this because you use the word compromise. So for me, compromise means that you'll give a little back. So like, but how you worded it, it sounded like you were kind of saying what like basically what the situation is. So in other words, if right now you're making $200,000 a year, right? Are you gonna talk to a man that makes, let's say, $40,000 a year?
Yeah.
Would he automatically be disqualified because he doesn't make enough money to be on your level?
I just look at it as a personality and character. That's what I'm looking for. It doesn't matter, like personally, he will be disqualified when it comes to relationship. If it's more like a plain thing, like friends with benefits type, I would just say okay.
Again, she's dancing around.
No, basically she's saying shit.
She ain't fucking with a nigga that make $40,000 a year.
She said she'll fuck with some broke dick, but she ain't gonna get in a relationship anymore.
Exactly.
That's what she said.
So
I personally, I have to think about my relationship. I have to think the future. Like
No, because you were thinking like that broke dick be fired because they got nothing to do, so they fucking for their life.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So it's
right.
different. That's what they do. They fucking for their life. They need that shelter. They need that house. They need that car to
100%.
drive. They trying to fuck the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying?
I need somewhere
That's
to
all they
stay.
got to bring to the
And
table. They gonna make sure it's good.
What my man be saying? Homosexuals.
So let me ask you this, right? So do you feel like that? So if you disqualify certain men, obviously, then that means that obviously you have a lesser percentage of finding the right guy or the good what you would consider a good man. So do you feel like eventually you might have to settle?
I refuse to settle for less.
All right.
So if you make $100K a year, you're not dating somebody that makes less than you.
Okay.
Okay. It's not a bad thing. We're just saying. So ultimately, you could be a victim of your own success then because you may miss a
living your
good
truth.
guy. What we're saying is
truth.
Yeah.
All we're saying is that.
Listen, this is the Keep It Real podcast. This
100%.
says Diamond Throne, but we keep it 100.
Word.
So that's
nothing.
really what it's about because I look at it like this, right? So if you have a man that has all the qualities, like I'm talking about, like he checks all your boxes, but his bank account ain't right.
He's the only thing that's
He's
off.
discarded because his bank account isn't right. You're not even really trying to get to know that man like that because his bank account ain't right. So therefore, you lessen the percentage of you finding a good man. So now when you say that you're not going to settle, so what happens when you're 40, 50, and you still ain't found that right man because you're trying to find this guy that financially qualifies for you, right? So you're saying that you're not going to settle, but really in the end, how I look at it is you're going to mess around, not you personally, but a woman to mess around and end up dealing with a dude that makes the same amount of money, but he's not checking all those other boxes. Therefore, you end up unhappy because he's not doing all the other things that $40,000 a year man would.
Right.
You limit your
your scope.
You limit your the scope of the type of or a good man all because he doesn't make what you think he should make. So it's you lessening your chance of finding true love basically.
He wanted to be a provider. He wanted to do the traditional role. He has to have the money to support the family, to support me, if he wants a traditional role. But we live in a time where us women, we have high expectation because we don't. Some of us do not have father figures to see what is a provider is. So because we have to grow up to be independent.
Makes a lot of sense.
So
Makes sense.
So let me ask you this, right? So making $40,000 a year, right? What's provided? Paying your bills, putting food on the table, raising kids, showing you love, right? But if you make $150,000 a year, which you consider to be a provider, that bar gets raised because now you don't want just the simple things in life, which is putting shelter over your head. Like, y'all can live in a house, right? But you want a bigger house because you make $150,000 a year. You know, you might want, instead of going on one vacation every year, you might want 3 or 4 vacations.
Difference in lifestyle.
Now, because you feel like the money that you make qualifies you to have that type of lifestyle. So it kind of changes.
Yeah,
you know
I definitely think it plays a part in society, societal socialization, right? Because when you ask a man what is a good woman to him, finances never come up.
No.
Never. That's not even part of it. We don't even put that. But if you ask a woman what a good man is, women think, when they think security, the first thing they think is money.
It's usually at the top. That's the first thing that come out their mouth.
But security is really not money. Is he emotionally securing you? Is he mentally securing you? If when you go out in the street and something pop off, can $150,000 man hold it down? Like, will he get knocked out in front of you? Because that might change your whole scope. You don't care how much money he make. He can't hold it down.
Can't be a protector.
Is he holding down your mental? Is he taking care of certain things? But a lot of women are socialized that men are. That's traditional, right?
Right.
We don't live in tradition anymore. The tradition has changed. We live in a modern time where anybody can secure the bag.
Then it goes to, well, can you let a man lead that makes less money than you?
Right.
Because it's like if he makes less money than you, then is he disqualified from leading? Because like he can be a manly man. He can do everything that qualifies him as a man.
That's a fact.
He can be a great father, great husband. He can, like I said, check all the boxes, but you won't respect him as the head of the household
because he ain't bringing in the bag.
he makes less money. You know what I'm saying? So it just, it's a weird area there. You know what I mean?
I think the whole money thing, like Ransom had a good bar. Money don't change your character; it just reveals it. Money doesn't unlame a lame dude. Like, money has nothing to do with your character. Whatever your character is, when you get the bag, you're just going to be more of that. So if you're an asshole, when you get money, you're going to be more of an asshole. If you're a good dude, 9 times out of 10, if you get money, you're going to be a great dude because you're going to be able to do more generous things with your bread. So a lot of times, when we're talking about leadership, a lot of times money don't translate into leadership. I know.
Yeah, that's a fact.
A lot of times I don't have I walk in a lot of situations where there's a lot of people that have way more money than me, but they end up asking me for advice. Yo, X, you always got mad wisdom, God. How you? These niggas got bags. You know what I'm saying? So it's about character. If a leader is a leader, Malcolm X didn't have bread. He's a leader of everybody. He died broke. A lot of leaders died with no money. So it's like, a lot of times when we looking at leaders and we put too much value in the money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel
happened over
personally.
time, though. And society changed in that direction.
Society changed. Like, everybody wants the bag. You know what I mean?
I just feel like the man is underappreciated as a whole these days because social media teaches us that everything is all about finances.
Right.
Like what you have in your bank account, what you have as assets, and that's what you're measured as. Like that's
the standard of measurement.
Yeah, that's the standard of measurement today. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of that comes from, in my opinion, women setting that standard of what is actually defined as a man. Because we goes back to what we're saying. What do they look for? They look for the man that can make it financially secure for them. So in order for them to look at you like a real man, Your finances have to be in order, bro. That's like the main thing, dog. So men run
the top
around
of the
here
list.
trying to live up to the standards of what women say is a real man, and we're losing what a real man actually is.
Right.
And it goes back to what Xcel said, not even just a real man, but like, you want to be a leader, right? A real man doesn't just need finances. It doesn't make him a man. His character is what is going to make him a real man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But we get that, it's all, blurred lines because we don't know, what are we measuring ourselves off of? Whose standard are we really measuring it off of most of the time? And I think if you ask most men, they'll tell you, well, I feel like I need money and this, that, and the third. So what they're essentially telling you is, I measure my manhood based off of what women think a man should be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm no longer asking you what a man should be. I'm not asking, them what a man should be. I'm what do these ladies think a man is, yo?
Yeah.
And most of them, well, he need to make money. He needs to do this. So that's what I got to do. Because if not, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't see myself as a man like that.
And then it'd be crazy because that's why you got more dudes out here selling drugs more than ever because they feel like they got to chase the bag to impress the women. And then as soon as they get locked up for chasing the bag, the women leave.
Yeah,
They gone.
It's counterproductive.
Bye-bye.
It's like,
They
yo,
gone.
We have some comments
Hey.
the live right now.
Of course we do.
Brittany Jasmine saying we expect men to stand on what the fuck they say. Don't make sure this macho man is really
Yeah. But that
That sound personal with her.
yeah,
though.
I'm about to say.
That sounds super
Sound
personal.
like she going through something.
She going through
I
something.
want to interview each of y'all on your ideal first date. Fuck that typical female response.
We all married.
Yeah, nah, but listen. But standing on what you say has nothing to do with money.
It's character.
That's all character, right? If I say, yo, I'm coming through, I'm gonna be there. And then on top of that, that's universal. Because me personally, if you ask even the men I do business with, if I say I'm gonna do something, 9 times out of 10 it's done. Yo, I'm gonna do this, it's done. So when I deal with females, I deal in that same character. Yo, if I say I'm gonna do this, it don't matter how much money I got. There's a lot of niggas with money that lie. Niggas have bags and be just lying, be the worst type of niggas in the world, but they got a bag so they can cover up and distract you from how bad they are. Oh, I cheated on you, shorty, but here's a Birkin.
Right.
I cheated on you, shorty, but here's a $5 million
vacation.
joint. Here's a vacation. Don't worry about me fucking these hoes.
Chris Kane says when these single females describe the kind of man they want, they end up describing a miracle from Jesus with prayers from the 12
We talked about that last show, though.
Shout out to the unicorns.
We talked about that last show. The unicorn.
Yo.
Shout out to the unicorns.
Shout out to the unicorns.
It's funny because I was just watching a clip on Facebook. There was this feminist, there was a feminist lady. She dressed up like a man, and she dated like 5, 6 chicks, and they asked her like, "Is it hard being a man?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "What's the perfect man to women?" She said, "The perfect man to a woman is basically a woman in a man's body." And she was like, "Is it hard being a man?" She was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm happy being a female. I'm good where I'm at." You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they want unicorns. They want the man
Woman in a man's body, though.
Bro, they want you to be sensitive. They want you to be sensitive yet tough.
Okay,
They want you to have the bag, the blow, but conservative and save money at the same time.
Right.
They want you to blow money at any time, but be financially literate at the same time. They want you to be able to read, get roses, do all that, grow up in the street, be able to shoot guns, fight niggas, but hug them at the, like, dog.
After you beat
Long
them up,
walk in
give
the
them a
parks,
hug.
picnics. and shit.
Yeah,
I know.
Nobody can do all that.
Those 5 different languages, all types of shit.
Yeah.
No.
And men, they like I said, if you ask a man what's a good woman, money and finances never come. That's like the last thing. Niggas, we don't even care what your accomplishments are until we feel like building.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Speaking of building, man,
Yeah.
Now you're being
let's get to it, Peasy.
Let's get to it, Pete.
been warned, all right? Let's move forward. Okay, see?
Do. It is avuncular. It's an adjective. Kind and patient with the less experienced people. Other definitions, relating to an uncle. Another definition, relating to the relationship between men and his siblings' children, which is also an uncle. Origin, mid-19th century Latin. And And when my co-hosts, hold on. When my co-hosts get in heated debates or feel certain ways about certain situations, I try to be the avuncular one in the situation, as Chops would call me, the Kumbaya King. PZ's word of the day, avuncular. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's do it.
So what up with the bus driver from
Louisiana?
Billy Madison and shit?
Yeah, Billy
I
Madison.
fucking drive this thing off the cliff right now. You turn this motherfucker, what up?
Yeah. That's what it was.
He was wilding, yo.
He was definitely wild.
Wasn't the bus driver wild on The Simpsons too?
Mo, yeah.
Mo was wild, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he's a wild boy.
Yeah, so
Mo was a wild boy.
we got Mo in real life. Yo.
No, it wasn't Mo. It was Otto. That was his name.
Otto.
Facts.
Mo was
Facts.
a bartender.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
Otto.
Nah, dude. Like I'm all for teaching kids hard lessons.
We gotta be careful. Don't
But
trigger certain people.
That was like a little too crazy. He over there like, yeah, you know why you need to sit down and put your seatbelts on? Check this out, and slammed on the brakes. And you just seen all the kids just fall forward and smack their heads off the front of the
crazy,
seat.
bro.
Bro, like I don't like.
4 kids broke their neck and shit, paralyzed them for life and shit. Shit crazy.
Yo,
Yo, he have glasses on top
yo,
of
he
his
freestyling, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that's crazy, son.
Yo, that should be wild though.
I mean, on his Dwayne Wayne right now. Let him
Do
live.
that, yo, you know what I'm saying?
Yo,
Yeah.
nah, that shit was crazy. You just seen like the kid like tumble down the middle of the aisle and fall down the stairs. Yo, that shit was wild.
It was funny to watch, but it was fucked up, but it was funny to watch.
Shit was not funny, dog.
Listen, let me tell you something. As somebody
She was kind of funny though.
It's not funny as he's loud.
Nah, but as somebody who as somebody who worked with kids and been on them school buses, they be wilding on. But you never do that. You don't just slam on the
Shit,
brakes.
I was a bad kid that got kicked off the school bus
Like,
when I
yo,
was in school.
man.
Absolutely.
Me
I
too.
was one of them kids.
I ain't gonna front, yo.
We should sit in the back of the bus and get crazy. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
we used to be, yo, I remember our bus driver, Anna, yo, we used to torture her, right? Yo, we be on the way home from Hancock, yo, and we be on the bus talking about the roof
yeah.
the roof is on fire.
huh?
Yo, the whole bus be screaming that shit, yo.
Elementary
the bus-
kids,
yo,
too.
she quit.
Yeah. Them bus drivers be wilding, like them kids be wilding, but you never do that. You never slam on the brakes. Like, see?
And
That's
they all look like they was babies. It wasn't even like
They was young,
toddlers, like
man,
grade
yeah.
schoolers, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
First
second
grade.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
got
that-
charged for that shit, right? Didn't he get charged with like 30 counts of
Like abuse,
child abuse or
shit.
something
Yeah.
like that?
Because you're still a professional. Like, they still grade you like you're like damn near like a teacher because you got to be
Well,
able
they
to.
say the school's responsible from the child to and from school.
Yeah. They're responsible from the time they get picked up to the time they get dropped off. Like, you're responsible for
I mean,
them.
that goes
So-
back to what I was saying last week, bro. I mean, you got to conduct yourself like a professional, man. Like, there's an expectation, realistically, bro. You don't expect your kid's bus driver to slam on the brakes and make a kid fly out the windshield to show him, you know what I'm saying?
That nigga said, I
Still-
told you,
he
little
still added sauce and
motherfucker.
shit,
That's what he
He said, I
said.
told you, little motherfuckers, to sit down.
That's what he said.
Right.
I was like, yo.
Yo,
Wildin'.
see, yo, I tell you, little motherfuckers, every day, sit down in your seats. All right, you want to know what I tell you every day? Here you go.
Nah, I don't mean to laugh, but it's crazy.
Nah, it's
Yo,
funny.
little Timmy flew out the windshield and shit.
It's not even like them
You know,
buses.
somebody went home and told. That's how they even found
Yeah,
out.
somebody definitely
Yeah.
told because them buses don't even have seatbelts either. Like, we've been all.
But that's another thing with buses, bro. They ain't got no seatbelts. Got all of us kids on the bus with no seatbelts.
Because we all been on the bus and they hit a bump and everybody, your head smacked the top like this. You know what I mean? Like,
bullshit.
they have no seatbelts anyway, so it's like, dog, you can't do that.
Yo, I ain't gonna hold you though. Like, yo, like that shit got to be mad stressful. Like, so every day I drop my kids off at the bus stop, right?
Can't wait
And
to
yo,
get rid of
the bus driver be there 10 minutes early, but she park all the way in the motherfucking corner, right? So my wife is like, yo, I don't know why this bus driver be sitting in the corner, like, come pick these kids up. I said, yo, you think that she's in a rush to pick these little badass kids up that don't want to listen
All that
to
yelling and
get on the
screaming in the
fucking
background.
bus?
Hell yeah.
I said, yo,
All
she
day.
probably got to prepare herself
Hell yeah.
for this 45-minute journey that she's going to take to drop these little motherfuckers off to
Mentally
school.
prepare
And you got to
herself,
think how kids look at a bus driver. It's like, you're not an authority, you're not a teacher, you're not
Straight
nothing.
up.
You the bus driver. Fuck out of here.
Straight
I'm not
up.
listening to
The
you.
other bus the original bus driver quit.
Exactly.
For the one to take my kids.
Mm-hmm.
She quit. She didn't even make it halfway through the year.
kids
She's
is
like, yo,
wild.
I'm out of here.
We had 3 buses that came through the Grove, bro. We had the 3, the 2, and the 8 that came through. One in the beginning, one in the middle, and one in the end, bro.
Yeah,
So
like,
we
you
had,
gotta
them
think
bus
about it.
drivers hated the Pine Grove kids.
I'm
bro.
telling you.
They hated us.
Little badass motherfuckers.
Because we were bad. Bad as shit. We ain't give 2 shits, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I ain't mad. Look,
throwing shit at
it
the
might
back
be
of their head and all
stressful. I get it. It's stressful. But at the end of the day, once again, bro, conduct yourself as a professional. Because if you did that to my kid, as though I'm laughing
Yes.
up at him, I'm hypocritical like a motherfucker. I'm laughing.
Absolutely.
But if you did that to my kid, you know what
I'm gonna take you to the bathroom.
I'm definitely.
Yeah.
Just let it be known. It's
Yeah.
cool when I do it. It's a problem when you do it.
That's what I'm saying.
Alright?
I think
We just gonna get that
either
shit.
anything like dealing with kids, like you definitely, if you don't have the patience for it, like you shouldn't put yourself in that position. I understand that some of them checks be looking nice, that $30, $35 an hour, whatever it is. But if you don't got the pay, because them kids, they're gonna test your patience.
So
if you don't got it, don't do it.
So check this shit out, right? So I got a true story, right? So my daughter this morning on the way to school, she was like, Daddy, I gotta tell you something. I said, what? She said, this boy, I'm not gonna mention his name right now. She said, this boy
He gets no play in this
stood
ride.
up. Yo, look, no, listen, stood up in class, right? And said, all of y'all are stupid and y'all look like a bunch of niggas. Mind you, the little motherfucker's white. Yo, now I'm laughing, but I'm like, yo,
He said,
like,
what?
yo, and it's like, yo, mind you, my
Christ.
daughter, she's in fucking kindergarten, bro.
Oh, the little one?
Yeah, London.
Oh,
London,
that's my
like-
homie. That's the homie,
Yeah,
too.
yo, listen. She was like, yeah. She was like, he said that we're all S, and I was like, S. I was like, what? Shit? She was like, no, the other S word. I was like, what? Stupid? She said, yeah, that one. And she was like, and we all look like N's. And I was all like, what, niggas? She was like, yeah, that one.
Where the fuck little Tommy hear that word from,
Yeah,
yo?
London
Yo,
don't,
man, this
try
little
playing around.
motherfucker. Yo, this shit crazy. It was like, yo, like, damn, like, these little, like, yo, these motherfucking kids.
Little sponges,
Listen, I'm
man.
telling you right now, that motherfucker back there behind the boards, listen, if you don't think that little motherfucker need his ass whoop, I don't know I don't know what qualifies for ass whooping.
By who, though?
By his goddamn parents.
Everyone involved.
The way he talking, the whole school need to whip his ass.
I'm trying to tell you.
They should have jumped him and then
I'll
told
tell you
his
like this: if he
parents.
got jumped at recess, I probably wouldn't be. I wouldn't
would
feel
feel
bad.
bad.
for him.
Straight
That's
up.
what I'm saying. I'm saying if his peers jumped him for saying the N-word, that's corrective justice. If his
Oh, but his parents can't beat him?
But his parents,
they are fully grown.
Yo, my bad, man.
They are fully
Yo,
This
Bobby,
is
I don't
crazy.
like this. I don't
This
like
is
when you
crazy.
get in this bag right here
Yo,
because
he's tripping.
He's
Hey, yo,
wild.
listen. I need.
different weight classes in boxing.
I talk.
Fuck that
come
shit.
on,
I need
man.
extra boxing lessons. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm telling Lola in London to
parent
jump
is
that
the-
nigga on Monday,
Listen,
yo.
I already-
Fuck that shit.
Listen, I already taught. I was about to say I taught London the 1s and 2s. She can hit him with those. She's in kindergarten. I taught her the 1s. She's official too.
No.
I taught her 1s and 2s. She was like, "What's a 3?" I was like, "Hold up."
Let's not stray away from this again. Barbette, the parents are the authority figure, man. That's why they should lay
we're
down
not
the
even
law.
going into that. You know what we're doing? We're telling Lola in London that they could jump him.
Yeah.
on Monday,
Whoop
bro.
him.
That's it.
Whoop him.
Whoop him out, yo.
The little Tommy need to get his ass whooped by his parents
Whoop
too, at the
him,
same time.
yeah.
After the ass
Absolutely.
whooping in school.
All right.
Whoop him out.
He need a double ass whooping.
Whoop these
And
kids.
they
Pack
only
him-
what? Lola in
pack
London
him
and
out.
what?
Now pack him out.
No.
Just pack him out.
No, we ain't gonna do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, speaking of, damn, that sound crazy.
Damn, we can't. Damn,
do
that's
that
a
like
wild
that.
segue.
That's a wild
Fuck.
segue.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Damn, Barbette.
Nah, all
You
Barbett's
not
gonna do
nice
is throw
with
it
the
in our
segues.
face how he's nice with it again.
That's
yo.
not
You know what I'm
nice.
saying?
That
I'm nice with it.
Oh, nice.
disrespectful.
No, that's not.
Did
That's
you hear about the poor little girl who got killed by her father's girlfriend?
girlfriend.
damn. Thank you,
Louisiana.
Peasy.
All right. A Louisiana woman was arrested for strangling her boyfriend's 6-year-old daughter, Bella Fontanelli, stuffing her lifeless body into a plastic bucket and wheeling the remains of the car to the home of the child's mother, authorities said. Chilling surveillance footage allegedly captured Hannah Landon, 43, rolling the chlorine drum on a wagon to Hannah's home of the girl's mother, Jennifer Zeldin, about 10 miles west of New Orleans. Bella's father, Michael Fontanelli, awoke up April 26, finding his longtime girlfriend and daughter gone. He went to her Haran, that's the name of the town, Haran Police Station at 7:30 a.m. to report their missing. The child's remains were soon located in front of the yard of the mother's home on Sigdale Drive, less than 2 blocks from her father's residence, according to the news release from the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office.
That's crazy. Was there a motive?
No,
well, I mean, it don't matter. There's no excuse for that
shit. The victim was
shit.
pronounced dead at the scene. This is a senseless and heinous act and has forever destroyed my family. No words could describe the pain that is running through our bodies. It is truly inhumane, Bella's aunt Bianca Cano wrote on the GoFundMe to raise money.
I just
So we don't know why.
No,
Even if we don't know
now,
why.
so what's the lady's name? Let me get back to her, the piece of shit. Hannah Landon.
She's a dirtbag.
She ended up checking herself into the hospital when she went missing.
That's all good.
So that's when the authorities found her and arrested her.
Damn,
Okay.
That's all good.
All right, what
bro.
I take from that is this is why you need to be extremely careful with who you bring around your kids, man. Like, you cannot just bring anybody around your kids, and this is exactly why. This is why you need to really, really get to know somebody and take. I mean, I don't know how long he was in a relationship with her, but I mean,
a few years. They didn't give a number, but it said a few years.
yeah, and this is just goes to show that, you know, it can take multiple years for you to really learn somebody, man. Or maybe he thought she was who he was, and then he started not paying attention to certain mental health signs that may have been there that he maybe just neglected. But I think overall, this is the importance of making sure you know who you're bringing around your kids.
Facts.
Yo, she actually did it while he was sleeping in the bed.
That's crazy.
That's the wild shit about it.
Nah, that's not even the wild shit. The wild shit is that she put her in the barrel and dropped her off at the mother's house.
There's actually video footage of it too.
That shit is like the wickedest shit, because you can't tell me that you didn't know what you was doing. It was like an emotional thing that you did. Like, you literally put that little baby in a bucket or whatever the fuck that shit was, and dropped her off on the mother's property. Like, that shit is like,
That shit is wicked,
that's
man. That's evil.
Yeah, like
Super
that's
evil.
That's the best way to describe it. Like, it's just evil.
Because
Like,
at the end of the day, like, there's nothing that a 6-year-old child can ever do
To
justify that. Like, at the end of the day, that's not even to me, that's not even a kid. You're a baby. You're still figuring out
Absolutely.
how to, like, you just figured out how to go to the bathroom correctly. Like, at 6 years old, like, me working with kids, I know, like, you know what I'm saying? I work with kids, so I know at 6, you can't even color in the lines correctly. At 6, you're just figuring out life. Like, you're not even figuring out life. You're just figuring out yourself. You feel what I'm saying? So,
bro, they're so defenseless at that age, man. It's
For clarification, was it the mother that killed him?
no, it was the girlfriend.
The girlfriend. The
It
girlfriend
was the
killed.
father's girlfriend and brought her to the mother's house.
Wow.
Yes.
That's why I said you got to watch who you bring around your kids.
Like you said, Nyce, like, they're defenseless at that age. Like, there's not.
Yeah, it reminds me of that story with that dude that killed his wife and his 2 daughters. When he explained the details to that, bro, you know, I have a 6-year-old daughter, bro. So my daughter was, at least, I think one of the girls were like 4 and 6 or something like that, bro. And he had already killed the wife, and then he brought the daughters, in the truck with him to go dump the body, and then he strangled one of the daughters in front of the other daughter, bro. And he explained this in detail. He describes everything, how when he was strangling his daughter, the other daughter was like, Daddy, Daddy, you're hurting her, Daddy, Daddy, she's hurt. And he was like, no, she's going to be okay. And then, you know what I'm saying? She's defenseless. She doesn't know, dog. You know what I'm saying? And he what did he do, bro? He consoled his other daughter after he murdered the sister in front of her. And the daughter, she's 6 years old, bro. She doesn't know. And what did he do, bro? He comforted her, bro.
On dogs, I was just about to say that.
That's what I'm saying, though, dog.
Like,
This is
that
what-
shit got.
This is what I'm saying, though. This is how serious these issues are, bro.
Right.
Like, I have a daughter, bro. I have a 6-year-old daughter, so this is how I look at that shit.
Right.
My daughter's defenseless, bro. And it's like, I can't imagine how you know, a 6-year-old would feel, bro, how they're so vulnerable, bro. And like they trust you as the adult, dog. They trust you. You know what I'm saying? This little girl, watched her father kill her own sister and was still vulnerable enough to trust you. You know what I'm saying? Like the average person would have seen that shit and been like, fuck that, I'm out. Any opportunity I get, I'm running, I'm gone.
Or I'm taking
but not
off
a fucking kid, yo. A kid doesn't know. A kid is vulnerable. They don't know, dog. You know what I'm saying? So what did she do? She trusted her own father after he fucking killed her sister in front of her. And then he murdered her too, bro.
Like
you know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is this, is to feel like how
that jumped out the window.
Yeah. She killed her own kids. This is what I'm trying to say. Like killing children is like, it's crazy because it's like the defensive, how defenseless they are, how vulnerable they are, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine what that lady probably did, made her feel comfortable. Come on, woke her up out of her sleep. Whoever the fuck she did, bro. It was like, come on, let's go over here. And she's thinking, this is my stepmom, or, you know, this is, everything's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever she told her. And she fucking led this little girl, you know what I'm saying, into you know,
because at
feeling
the end
comfortable
of the day,
and then killed her, bro. It's just fucking insane.
At the end of the day, whenever you talking offense, like, at that age, anything kids know is mimicked behavior because they don't know to, like, think for themselves. They don't, like, even when you deal with babies, right? I learned this. When, like, babies or toddlers see you, and you know how if you smile at a baby or a toddler, they smile back? Mm-hmm. That's because they see their face as your face. Right. So they see you as them. So when you smile at the baby and they smile back, they're like, oh, that's what the fuck I'm supposed to do, because everything is mimicked behavior at that point. Like, it's so crazy. Like, why would you even do something like that? Like you just said, your daughter, I worked with your daughter. I taught her boxing. I taught her ones and twos, simple shit. But it's mimicked behavior. Like I told you, when she seen the little girl throw a 6-piece, she was like, oh, shit, I can throw a 6-piece? I'm doing that shit. I'm going to try. And you know what I'm saying? So to even, like, treat a kid like they're an adult where they can think for themselves or they know for them, it's insane like that. So I hope that lady gets the maximum punishment, gets whatever the fuck is coming to her, because
she ain't going to make it.
If she goes to jail with women, one thing I learned, even just from watching documentaries or whatever the case, in women jail, people that do shit that to their kids, they don't fuck around, because there's a lot of mothers that be in there, they can't see their kids, can't touch their kids or whatever. Like, when you come in there and you're a person that do shit,
I have no
you ain't gonna
remorse
make
for
it.
anybody.
I have no remorse for anybody that does anything to children. I don't give a fuck
how
what
sick you say you were.
Right.
I don't care about any of that, bro.
Right.
That shit means nothing to me at all.
Right.
Nothing at all.
You talked about something earlier that I think is very, very important for the listener, is properly vetting the people you bring around your children.
Right.
How do you guys, like, what are some examples of how you properly vet people that you let around your children, whether it's somebody you're dating or just anybody in general? How do you properly vet someone?
What I like to do is I like to learn the person's history. You know what I'm saying? How they were raised, if they had been through any type of abuse, trauma, if they've been to therapy, things of that nature. I like to pay attention to how they handle certain situations in the heat of the moment. You know what I'm saying? Things like that to give me some type of idea, at least. I mean, you can't they might be acting, they might not, I don't know, but all I can go based off of is like what I see at the moment, and pay attention to certain things over time. And if you make me feel comfortable enough, eventually I did. You know, I had a son that isn't my wife's son. And once she made me feel comfortable enough after a certain amount of time, she'll tell you I didn't bring my son around her. But once she made me feel comfortable enough and I felt like she was secure enough to at least introduce to my son and be around, I did. And I didn't immediately just start like leaving her with my son and things of that nature. That took more time. That took more time until I felt comfortable. And it just slowly, it progressed into, you know, being like, okay, like she's cool enough to be around my kid. I trust her with my child when I'm not in his presence. I trust her with my kid. And that took time for me personally.
Right. Like for me, like I said in the previous podcast, what does anger look like for you? Because anger makes you blind. Like if you get in a rage, I can't trust rage. Because if rage makes you do anything. And then when you come out of it, you might be like, damn, I shouldn't have did that. But when you deal with kids are gonna make mistakes. That's just that's just life.
Yeah, they're gonna
just from
aggravate
growing
you,
up,
though.
they're just gonna do shit. They're gonna try you. They're gonna push boundaries. They're gonna fucking, you say don't do this. They're gonna, this is hot. They're gonna touch it. And then when you burn yourself, like, fam, I told you it was hot. So if you can't control your anger or your rage, like, I can't deal with you.
Definitely can't have you around.
Especially for me, and I definitely can't have you around because I have teenagers. I got teenagers. My youngest child is 13. I got teenagers. My oldest is 16. You know what I'm saying? So teenagers going to try some shit. They going to push boundaries. I got 2 daughters. My youngest daughter will walk up on you. If you're a female, she'll walk up on you and talk to you. Hey, what's up? I'm such and such. How are you? Blah, 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 blah. If you can't control when they make a mistake or they do some shit that's not in what you consider right, and you start flipping the fuck, I can't deal with that. You know what I mean? Because like I said, anger and rage makes you blind. If you're a type of person, when I get mad, I see red. I can't fuck with you because you might snap out, do something to my kid, and then I got to come home and...
That's real shit.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it's more about the anger. Now, if you can control yourself or, however you decide to deal with your anger, that's like a big thing for me. You know what I mean?
My thing is, first, I want to know if you have kids. If you got kids, I want to know how you treat your own kids, and then after that, how you handle dealing with your own kids. Like you said, anger. Like how you deal with your anger is like a major key. Like if you snap over little shit, that's a red flag for me. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have kids, I'm gonna be a little more cautious. Personally, I'll be a little more cautious, but I still want to see how you interact with my children. To be honest, I'm probably not leaving. I don't leave my kids with
just anybody.
Like
that takes time. You don't do it right away.
Like it's it's literally family.
Yeah,
like
even
I don't,
now, like I have a handful of people. I might not even have a handful of people I'll leave with.
That's what I'm saying.
I have
that's why
3 people, and if they're not available,
same.
I can't
That's
leave
why
my house,
I respect even with you saying that because I worked with both of your daughters in the boxer situation. Mm-hmm. That's why I respected it. Like when I treated them like they was my own daughters. Mm-hmm. Like even when we did, like when you was like, yo, he's your coach. Listen to whatever he said. When they was with me, you can ask him. I had them in the ring. I had one right here, one right here. Listen, y'all don't go nowhere. Like you right here with me. Oh, you want me? Other coaches, you want me to work with them? Nope. I got them. Yep. We gonna stay in the ring. I was literally like I work with the other kids. I stand up. We do the hit the mitts. But when it came to his daughters, I got on my knees, eye level. Yo, this is what we doing. 1s and 2s, 2s and 3s, because I know this is family. These are I treat them like they're my kids while they're in my possession. You feel me? Anybody's kids that I know, like even I'll keep it real. My man's son, my man Shiz, his son is he has autism, and he goes to Brockton High. Shiz Beats, right? So his son Deacon. Yeah. I don't work with him every day. Mm-hmm. I don't work with him at all, but he has autism. So when I see him, it's love. Like, yo, Deacon, you good? Like the teacher's treating you right. I don't play with kids. Yeah. Now, whenever he sees me, he be like, my dad's friend, what's up? I'm like, what's up, my man? You know what I'm saying? Right. I go to him, run down on him on lunch. What's up, my man? You good? And then he tells every teacher in the school, that's my dad's friend. Like, because I don't play with that shit. Because at the end of the day, I got my kids. It's like if I left Nyce or you with my kids, like, those are my pride. That's the only shit I got in this world that really matters. Like, money, none of that shit matters. My kids is everything. That's my shit.
Everything.
Like, that's my heart outside of my body. So if I leave them with you, I expect you to treat them like you would treat me. So I treat anybody that leave their kids with me, I treat them like that. You feel me? So it's
anyway, bro, I leave my kids with somebody who be calling me 10 minutes. Come get these motherfuckers.
Nah, bro. Well, at the end of the day, it's
be like, I'm already on a plane. No.
Yeah.
But they pretty much answered all the same questions, man. It's a time thing with me, man, and then it all has to deal with like the person you're dealing with and the traumas they dealt with in life, and if that might affect them as being
that trauma is a big thing,
not a co-parent, a step-parent. You know what I'm saying? If you're not really built for all that, then I'm not really gonna bring my kids around. And there's been a lot of females that I done dealt with that never met my kids. So usually if a female meets my kids, that means I'm planning to be with her for a while or planning to be with her forever. And then I made a decision with that female that, look, you got to accept me and my children. And then my children rock with you, it's good. Because there's been some females I thought was cool, and I brought them around my kids, and my oldest would tell me straight up, like, Dad, I don't like that one.
Because you got
like, damn, yo.
And for real, she threw it back fire too.
For real.
Yeah.
Yo, chill out. But yo, you know what I mean? I be just like, yo, all right, yo.
But you got to understand too, like kids feel energy.
100%.
Like even at a young age,
100%.
you know what I'm saying? So like if they don't feel comfortable, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you got some people that be like, no, like it's all right, like, you know, and try and like talk the situation into happening. Like, I'm not doing none of that shit. If my kids do not feel comfortable around you, if they're telling me like, yo, look, like, you know, I don't feel like, you know, he or she likes me or whatever. Look, you ain't got to never worry about it, because one thing you're not going to do is ever feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's
why,
it. We ain't doing none of that.
That's why the respect is crazy, because the illest shit ever was when you said, yo, my kids was like, Daddy, this is 1 and this is 2.
Mm-hmm.
That means that they dealt, like, even when I was dealing with your daughter, like London, the little one, she said, we was doing the 1 and 2, she said, what's your name? I said, my name is Dud. I gave her my name. I was like, what's your name? She's like, I'm London. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that right there let me know, okay, she wanted to build a bond with me, because kids, you know, kids are pure. They don't if they don't fuck with you, they're not about to ask you nothing.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we did, she's like, hey. I said, what's up? You okay? She's
and
like,
I bet you Lola was sitting over there looking at both y'all like.
She was.
Yeah.
She was looking at me.
Lola don't fuck around.
She was looking at me, and then once we got into it,
she was like,
all right. Well, she was throwing the punches hard. But when she was throwing the punches, her face changed. She just got real mean. I was like, oh, you get mean? Okay, let's do. And then once you break that wall, she was good. Because I was like, oh, look at you. You getting mean? Oh, you putting a mean face? Hold up. Let me have backed up. Hold up. Come on. You too strong for me. You hurting my hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to break the wall. So for people that hurt kids, I don't understand that shit. Like, anybody that's defenseless and can't defend themselves, like, that's some weird shit. I can't rock with that, man. You know what I mean?
Naturally, you got to protect your kids, bro.
Yeah,
there was a time
babies,
when me and Chops, we grew up together, you know what I'm saying? And I know Chops' wife is a great person. I know she's a great mother, and I know she's a great caretaker. One time, I didn't have someone to watch my new baby. Mm-hmm. And Chops was like, yo, bro, I'm pretty sure your girl's going to say no, but, you know what I'm saying, if you want, you can bring the baby to my house, and, you know, my wife will watch her. And I was like, yeah, I'll ask her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's just one of those things, bro, where like he even said he's like, I know she's probably gonna say no,
right?
Because he's like, my wife would probably say no, regardless. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's how you know,
thing.
like it's.
They know each other, though, right?
But what they do,
but it's a motherly
But it
thing.
doesn't like my girl doesn't know Chops' wife as well as I know Chops, and she doesn't know Chops' wife as well as she knows other people. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a motherly thing, dog. It's not like just same way Chops' wife doesn't know my girl as well to probably leave their new baby with it. It's not nothing personal, bro. It's just that's the baby, that's the newborn, that's your kid. Like you're just not leaving that baby with anybody, bro.
Right.
There's people that my wife was like, babe, we could just da-da-da. And I was like, nope. Mm-hmm. And she's like, what you mean? Because they didn't watch Nalani. And I was like, no. And she's like, for real, you serious? I said, no.
Yeah, that's the
it's
baby,
this one,
man.
this one, and that's like, it's like
that's
legit 4 people in my book for, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all it is, bro. Bottom line, I was like, babe, it's this one, this one, or this one. And if that ain't it ain't happening.
Older siblings. Yeah, bring your ass to the house. You go stay for the weekend.
You feel me?
That's it, man.
And my wife is super overprotective of all my children, but like, it's just a natural thing, yo. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Naturally, if
shit.
you love your children, bro, you're just not gonna bring anybody around your children, and you're just not gonna leave anybody with your kids,
I got
bro.
lucky.
And this was always like, I feel like a lot of men, right? A lot of our concerns when we decide to separate from the woman we have a child with, I feel like a lot of men's main concern is always, yo, look, she can do what she want to do, right? I just want to make sure that she doesn't bring anybody around my kid, yo.
That's a fact.
It's true, but I always say, so I went through that multiple times.
I've been through that. Yeah, same.
So I always told him, like, yo, you go live your life, you go do what you do. I'm trusting your judgment as a woman of who you bring around my child. Make sure you make the correct judgment because you know me.
That's what I'm saying.
It
But
knows
your
it's mine.
concern was
I'm concerned, but
not what she did
make
with
sure
her
everything is
sex
smooth. They make
life.
sure everything is smooth, though. When dude comes around, formally introduce me to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? All that I need to know, especially if he's sleeping up in the house where my child's at.
Yeah, but I mean,
know him.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
know what
my
I'm
thing
saying?
is like, my concern is who you bring around my kid, and I feel like this is a great example as to why you shouldn't just bring everybody around my child. So if you're bringing somebody around my child too fast, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have something to say about that.
Absolutely.
There shouldn't be no man sleeping in your crib after 3 months of knowing him. Why? Because y'all been fucking for 3 months. So what? Now all of a sudden he's a good guy and you're just leaving him in my house because you put the kids to bed,
listen,
and he
I'll
comes
put it to
over
you
and he's fucking now
as somebody
and
who
all of
been
that.
through
I'm
it,
not having that, dog. I'm
I'll
not
put it to
having
you
that.
like
It's
this.
inappropriate. Why? You mean, yo, call me. Call me.
Right.
I'll take my kid. You know what I'm saying?
I dig it.
Call me, I'll take my kid. That man should not be sleeping in the same house as my child after 3 months of knowing him. I'm sorry, yo. It just, I don't know.
I'll put
man.
it to you like this.
And I feel like let me just finish something real quick.
No
X.
doubt, my
I
dog.
feel like a
Tough
lot
right
of
there.
men focus on this with women, but they make it out like the man is really trying to use that as an excuse to control who she fucks. And that's not what it is. Most men really are concerned about who you bring around their child.
True, but you gotta have reason why you don't want that man around your child.
Easy. I don't know you. What more reason do I need, dog?
get to know
I don't.
him.
My thing is, I'm
Get
not
to know
getting
him.
to know you right now, bro. I'm not taking time out my day to get to know
Like,
you
look,
right
look,
now.
It's a simple conversation. Look, my G, I see you in my BM going hard, man. I just want to know who you are, man. It's a simple
Like perfect,
conversation.
perfect example. Like
It don't
I've
be
dealt
that
with,
simple, though.
Go ahead, Charles.
I want you to go because you've
Yeah.
been trying to get in, and I definitely got some shit I got
Nah,
to
but
say.
perfect example, right? Like I've dealt with that. You know what I'm saying? I got as a man with multiple BMs, I've dealt with that. So I've dealt with the situation where it didn't go right, and I pulled up, and I definitely had to put hands and feet on somebody because they was wilding the fuck out. And then,
Experienced that,
and
yeah.
then in the
Hope I never
same instance, same baby mom, she met a dude. He, you know what I'm saying? He ended up proving his merit. And he do his thing. She's still with homie. He do his thing. He do everything he's supposed to do. I met son. Now I'm not saying me and son is best of friends. That's never gonna
Y'all
be
have
the
a
case.
cordial relationship.
But we have when I see him,
Yes,
what's
right,
up, niggas?
right,
Love.
right.
I pull up to the crib, get my daughter. We chop it up, whatever the case may be. I think that I have to meet son because I'm gonna vet him in a way she won't. You love this nigga.
Right.
I don't know this nigga, so I'm about to put this nigga through the ringer. Questions, all that. As soon as my daughter tell me something crazy, I'm on you, all type of shit. And I let it be known.
That's it.
Fam, listen, soon as because my daughter gonna keep it unfiltered. Soon as some shit go down, I'm on you. I just think that that is a concern. I think a lot of times when it's with the kids, it's like, yo, you can't have anybody just around my kid. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Because me personally, as a man, I'm not gonna have anybody around my kids neither. But at the same time, some dudes, it's a slippery slope. Like some dudes use their kid as a fucking
pawn to get
some pussy. So you got to be careful on both sides.
So this is how I look at it, right? So first off, I don't feel like you should have any nigga staying at your crib if you have younger kids, period, for like a year.
Easily.
You shouldn't just bring some nigga around your kids and
Right.
sleeping in the house. Go to a hotel, go to his crib. I don't give a fuck. do not have that man sleeping in the house with my kids. That's first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why is because most women that are raped or sexually abused is through fucking people that they know and family members, right? So if that's the case, what's gonna stop a random nigga from doing something to my kid, right? So you're right. You're trusting your woman's judgment. But what I didn't like is you said 3 months. 3 months is way too short of a fucking
Way too
period
short.
to be around my kids. I'm sorry, I'm not going for it. And I'm definitely gonna vet a nigga in a way that she's not. And I'm telling you right now, bro, I don't play no fucking games with my kids. I don't give a fuck if it's a cousin, uncle, none of that shit,
Nobody,
bro. None of that shit, bro. Nick. Listen, bro.
I watch my own man's body language and shit around my kids, bro.
On dogs.
My daughters, I got
On
a 6-year-old
dead
daughter.
dogs.
You don't think that I watch you
On
and
dead
y'all
dogs.
around my
On
kids,
dead
bro?
dogs.
Yeah, no doubt.
If I
as
even
it should.
feel something, bro, I'm
Straight
telling
up.
you, bro, I don't listen. Not that none of y'all gave me a vibe, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, I know what
If
you-
anybody
I know what you
is
mean.
around my kid and ever even gave me a fucking vibe, I'm telling you, bro. I'm taking off on them right there, bro. I
As
don't.
you
When it
should.
come to my
Nah, I
kids,
know what
bro.
you mean.
Straight
I
up,
don't
if my
play that,
daughter come
dog.
up to you and she try and sit on your lap, listen, my nigga, you better have enough sense to push her to the side. I don't give a fuck if she's innocent or not. Listen, nigga, ain't nothing friendly. Ain't
I
nothing.
might
don't
kick
do
her
none
and
of
look
that
at
shit.
you later. I might kick her. Pow, get away from me.
No
Fuck wrong,
bullshit.
yo, why you keep my
I'm-
daughter like that? She trying to sit on my lap. You want to fight?
Yo,
I ain't playing that shit.
Nah, I know what you mean.
I ain't
Definitely.
playing that shit.
At all, bro.
Not
At all.
putting me in that
At all.
position.
I
At
definitely
all,
know what you
bro.
mean. You
I'm
definitely
not.
just
For real,
gotta
bro.
watch. You definitely.
But
got-
that's how you supposed to be with your kids, bro. It's not inappropriate, dog. It's not fucking uncalled for. It's none of that, because a lot of times, man, the people that do things like that are the people closest and the ones that you wouldn't, like, oh, I wouldn't think my man would do that. I didn't think her boyfriend would do that, or whatever it is, bro.
It's the one
you know
you're
what I'm
not
saying,
paying
dog?
attention
Like,
to.
you don't know. Some people are really sick, dog, and and you can't stereotype
somebody-
it, bro.
Disembodied is crazy.
You guys brought up another important fact, right? So, in a scenario like this, do you think that the father is also responsible for what happened to his daughter?
Their father in this
He
situation?
didn't know that. He didn't know that girl as well as he thought he did.
I mean,
Is he responsible since he's the one who introduced?
I mean, in a way, yeah.
Because from what they saying and what I read, he had no clue about any of this. They immediately ruled him out as a suspect.
I think we got to find out more facts to the story, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was blindsided.
Because I'm gonna say like this, right? So in a lot of situations, there are red flags, right? Whether you decide to pay attention to the flags or overlook them, that's on you. Now there are some situations where there was no red flags. Maybe she just snapped. We don't have enough details,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna tell you right now, whatever the fuck is going on. He knows deep inside whether he knew or didn't know or some shit that he shouldn't pay
Well,
attention.
shit's
And
been
he's
playing in his
gonna
head now.
he's gonna live with that shit for the rest of his fucking
Shit's
life.
playing
And
in
I
his
don't
head
wish
now.
that shit on nobody, because regardless of whatever, I know for a fact that he fucking never wished that some shit like this or thought that some shit like that could happen. So
And I agree with Chops. All right, yeah. So today's math is 2. 2 is wisdom. Wisdom is having a wise dome, wise mind, speaking wise words. Wisdom is also your walk, your talk, how you act. It's the reflection of knowledge. So basically, wisdom is knowledge in action. It's what you do after you do the knowledge on any situation. So if you do the knowledge on something, you take in the information, wisdom is what you do with it. You understand what I'm saying? Wisdom is not something you really do, though. You can be wise. You can't, like, do wisdom. You know what I'm saying? You be wise. Wisdom is something that comes in time. You know what I mean? 2 is also, one funny we speaking about women, 2 is also symbolic to women, because women reflect their man's light. So if you see a woman in a relationship with a man, if he's treating her bad, you can see it. She wears it. If she's getting treated well, you can see it. She wears it. Women take man's light and they make life out of it. Like the earth takes light from the sun and makes life out of it. Women make a house, a home, et cetera, right? So always be careful of your wisdom, because I can tell what you know by how you act. I can tell what you know by the things you speak, et cetera. my topic today. Speaking of two, I posted something today talking about habits and how people can change habits. Our brains are wired for comfort. Our brains are wired for the use of less energy because as animals, as people going through life, like our brains just figure out how we can do things with less energy. So when you want to, like, people that have goals and you want to, I want to go to the gym and the best way to achieve these habits are, one, don't set no, like, I want to weigh 180 pounds. Do not set your habits to be for a goal, because if you set a goal like I want to weigh 180 pounds, 9 times out of 10 you're going to fall off. Now, if you set a habit that says I want to be fit, you're going to think like a fit person. I want to be healthy. You're going to think like a healthy person. What you should do, one of the best ways that work for me is something called the 2-minute rule, because we're dealing with 2. Break your habits down into something that takes no longer than 2 minutes to complete. And do that repetitively. And eventually, your brain is going to lock in. Yo, we do this shit every day for 2 minutes, man. We might as well do it for longer, because to achieve a habit is not about perfection. It's about the amount of reps you get in. So if you want to go to the gym, if you want to do 100 push-ups, instead of saying, yo, I'm going to do 100 push-ups a day, say, yo, I'm going to do 1 push-up a day. That shit don't take a lot of energy. Your brain's just going to be like, nigga, 1 push-up? Nigga, we got that. 1 push-up, bow. Then you grow from there. Next day, do 2. Next day, do 3. Next day, do... 2-minute rule. It works. Instead of like, it works with anything. You could apply it to any rule if you could find something that breaks it down. So let's say you want to go to the gym. You tell yourself, yo, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to work out for 5 minutes a day. After you doing that 5 minutes a day, your brain's going to tell... You just going to lock yourself in. Because changing a habit is about, like I said, repetition. It's about casting votes into the person you want to become. Because to achieve a goal, you got to become a person. You got to become a thing. If you want to be rich, you got to think like a rich person. You want to reach a health goal, you got to think like a healthy person. So after a while, your mind is just going to be like, fam, we in the gym every fucking day. You going to tell me we only going to go for 5 minutes, bro? Let's try 10. You know what I'm saying? Let's try 15. Eventually, you're going to be in there. It worked for me. I started out, like certain shit, like I meditate. I started out doing like a minute. And then it went to 2. Then it went to 3. And eventually, now I do about a day, I probably do like 15. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing crazy, but it's far from where I was at. You know what I mean? I started out just with a minute. You know what I mean? So I think that a lot of people, when they see... when they have goals, they just see the goal. But my thing is like, instead, like I look at it like building a wall. So instead of focusing on the wall, you just focus on laying every brick properly. And if you do that, laying every brick properly, eventually you'll look up and be like, oh shit, there's a fucking wall here. But if you tell yourself in your mind, yo, I'm about to build a wall, that shit is intimidating. I'm going to keep it real. And your brain is naturally you're only going to go for a short amount of time. So when I think when setting a goal, just figure out how to make it easy. You know what I mean? That's like the best part. That's like the easiest thing to do for yourself. Figure out how to make it easy. The easier you can figure out how to make a goal, the better you'll be off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's it.
I know for me, with especially like some things like the gym, bro, I learned it's about... You can't go in and focus on with it like, oh, I'm going to go in and I'm going to look like, bro. Just focus on getting there every day, bro. Mm-hmm. Focus on just getting up in there every day. You know what I'm saying? It takes discipline to just show up to the gym and walk in, bro. That has to be a habit in itself. Mm-hmm. You understand that? Because so many people so many people show up to the gym and don't even get out their fucking car, bro. You understand what I'm saying? And then they drive away, you know what I'm saying? And it's because you've never even made it a habit to get in the gym. So you have to make that a habit. Pull up and walk in the gym. Take it step by step, bro. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a step-by-step process, though. Everything is a step. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They saying the screen is going off.
Yeah, the screen shut off.
The thing went off real quick. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Precision, dedication, and discipline.
That's a fact.
Yeah, everything is a step, bro. Everything is a step, bro. You're not you focus on the picture of the dude all ripped up, bro, and you haven't even developed the habit of going to the gym. You know that there's been studies that show like you have, I think it's from the time you pull up to the gym, you have like a minute and a half or something like that to legit get out of your car and go in the gym. If you stay in your car for like more than a minute and a half, you legit won't go into the gym and you'll leave. That's how important it is, step by step.
Yeah, the best thing I learned is life is compound interest. So small shit turns into big shit. It's not just with money. And I learned not to negotiate with myself. Because as soon as you start negotiating with yourself, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to do it because your brain is wired for comfort. So if you have a decision between one thing and the next thing, your brain is going to pick the
most
thing
comfortable thing you do.
The law. It's called the law of least effort. Your brain is going to pick the thing that takes the least effort to do. So just don't negotiate with yourself. But we can move right to the next topic. Speaking of that, man, Boston sports, man.
So,
well, break down what it was essentially about, dog.
Yeah, so basically, it's kind of, you've heard like LeBron say it, a few other athletes in baseball and basketball, football, say that sports in Boston, the people in Boston, the fans in Boston are racist. Yeah, so. My question is it Boston sports or is it just sports in general? Like, because, like, you can say, all right, there's been certain incidents, certain situations. Like, I remember, like, there was a couple of baseball players that played for the Red Sox, and they were, called out their name, and then, my whole thing is maybe that is true. Mm-hmm. I feel like our fans are passionate. We probably have some of the most diehard fans in the country. I'd say like
that's true.
Yeah, I'd say like and it's like and it's crazy in Boston because it's like all sports. You know what I'm saying? Like even the media stuff. Yeah, I'd say like the only people that like the only city that really rivals us as far as like sports fans, I'd say it'd probably be New York
or Los Angeles.
I would say Philly.
Yeah,
I would say Philly,
or at least my fault. Maybe for football because they say that the Raiders fans is wild. Like
so this is what I was about to say. I'm talking about like across all sports.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because you have like you got like Pittsburgh football fans are crazy, but Pittsburgh Pirates fans are not. You know what I'm saying? Like so as far as like all 4 major sports are concerned, I'd say like it'd probably be New York is up there.
I would say Philly.
Maybe LA and yeah, you know what I mean? And probably Philly.
Because
you know what I'm
Philly,
saying?
like
Philly's up there.
Philly, you gotta think. Philly, they disparaged Ben Simmons. Right? Hold on. The Eagles fans threw snowballs at Santa Claus and got this nigga out the paint. The Phillies fans, they threw any team that bring their mask out there, they embarrassed them. Philly's a tough place to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're tough. Yeah. So I think, but I think Boston gets a crazy rep as far as being racist because, one, a lot of people don't come here, so they don't really know how much culture is here. They run with the Larry Bird narrative. They watch The Departed. They watch The Town. They think it's Whitey Bulger. They think Boston's a bunch of Whitey Bulgers running around this motherfucker, which is not the case. But you got to think that sports in general, like, because you got to think, E40 just got kicked out of a game for offending a fan that was white. You feel me? So I think that it's not just Boston. I think Boston gets a bad rep because we got the Celtics and we got history. But I think it's all sports across the board. Like, I think certain people spend some money. I think anything where people spend money to come watch you, they feel entitled to talk crazy. You know, to a degree.
I think my bad. Go ahead. So I just think as far as sports fans go, we hold our teams and our players accountable.
Oh, for sure, 1,000%.
Like we want maximum effort. Like slacking and all that shit. That shit don't work for us up here.
Not
like
at all.
Yeah, like we have like pride, you know what I'm saying? Like a different type of pride when it comes to our players. Like you hear it on 98.5 Sports Hub, you hear it on 93.7. Like we hold all our players accountable. Like that shit last night with the Celtics, like motherfuckers is roasting Brogdon, motherfuckers is roasting Tatum, motherfuckers is roasting Marcus Smart. Like that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
But the next game, we gonna root like that shit ain't never happened. Unless you do the same dumbass shit again, and then we're gonna say, yo, this stupid motherfucker, we need to get him out of here because you keep doing dumb shit.
That's a fact.
All right, you can make a mistake. Cool, you made a mistake. But next game, make up for that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's how our culture is for sports in Boston. Now, if we're talking about racism in Boston, to me, that's another topic. I think there's plenty of more racist cities than there is in Boston.
1,000%.
You're not seeing motherfuckers get dragged or called nigger all the time or lynched or all this other shit to be going on in Boston. At least I don't. They might call me a nigga behind my back. You know what I'm saying?
Indirect racism.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, in other cities, I feel like it's more blatant, but I can't really speak on that too much because I'm not from other cities, but I have traveled around this country, and you can feel the difference. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I don't think it's about racism in sports. I just think that we hold our athletes in this city to a higher standard.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact, man. Yeah, so speaking of that, higher standards.
I just want y'all to know I wasn't like being quiet because I agree with what y'all saying, but to a certain extent, I just think that there's a reason why a lot of black athletes say Boston is racist, bro. I think
Absolutely.
I just think that there's some
validity
to it, bro. But I think that it's a minority and not a majority. There's just some real compassionate, open, fucking asshole ass fans that happen to be racist here, bro.
It's not an isolated incident like that post said.
And they say things to certain athletes that they shouldn't say, bro.
I think there's alcohol at these games, man.
But
people get drunk and belligerent.
Hold on, let me talk, Pete. Do I think overall that Boston fans are racist? No, I don't. But I think you have those fucking typical like Southie Boston dudes that we know, like during the busing era in Boston, bro. It was mainly South Boston that was like we're not having this shit. You know what I'm saying? So you get those type of fans, which are really the minority, bro. Most of us are just passionate about our sports, bro. Like you just said, black, white, Spanish. Bro, if you're from Boston, you're from Massachusetts, bro, we are passionate as fuck when it comes to sports, bro. We love Tom Brady. Let Tom Brady throw 5 interceptions in one game, bro.
He sucks.
We're all on social media the next day talking about how he fucking sucks. You know, blah, blah. Like, that's the way we are, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But unfortunately, there is some validity with some of our fans being racist. The thing is, I think when it's spoken about, it's spoken as in the context of Boston fans in general are racist, and I don't think that's a fair assessment of Boston fans, bro, because we're all from here. I'm the only white guy up here right now, and all 3 of my
You're
mans,
definitely white.
Right, all 3 of my mans just said, you know, like it's not what people make it out.
I thought he was Canelo Spanish.
No, I'm saying, listen, if it was like 4 white guys up here saying it, I don't think it would be perceived as the same way. But when I have, you know, there's 3 black guys and 1 white guy up here, and even the 3 black guys was like, yo, bro, listen, like it's not majority of the fans, bro. We're more passionate than anything, bro. But unfortunately, we do have
the select few,
a minority of some real asshole fans who are belligerent, bro, and they've said some racist things to athletes, and that's where that's at.
I think that goes down in more arenas across the country than we know about.
It does. No, it does. I read the article on it, and trust me, Boston's not the only place. And the funny thing is, the other cities where they say they experience a lot of racism, bro, is really a lot of what they would call, quote unquote, liberal cities.
Liberal cities, that's what it said.
That's the crazy thing about that article, bro. It spoke about the racism in other liberal cities that athletes have experienced, bro.
Right.
And you would think you would get that from like a red state or something, but you're getting it from these liberal cities, bro. And I think that was the significance of one of the articles. But I don't want to drag this out too much.
So what I will say is I don't like the way that that the Celtics organization in particular handled that
Udoka.
Ime Ndukwe.
Udoka.
The motherfucker that cheated on Nia Long. Nobody knows his name, but they know he's the motherfucker that cheated on Nia Long. Right? So I don't like
that matters.
I don't like the way that they handled that situation. I'm sympathetic to Nia Long. I felt like her feelings and her relationship that she had with her husband or ex-husband or whatever.
Like she was packed up to move here for him.
Yeah,
the week that shit broke.
Like they didn't put like I don't.
They just had no consideration for her.
At all. Like it was crazy because like
they had more consideration for the fucking girl he cheated with.
Yeah, because nobody still knows who the fuck she is,
bro.
She's somebody. Well, they know, but they ain't pointing out her name.
No, but we don't.
Yeah, we don't know.
What Chops is saying is, bro, they put this story out there without any consideration of how this would affect Nia Long. Or anything, bro. Her children, or
they embarrassed her. They embarrassed him. Their family.
But the white girl
is protected.
Is protected, and
she did no wrong. She did no wrong.
Yeah, like nobody knows about that. So I mean,
takes two to tango.
I'm glad Chops brought that shit up because that did. That's another thing. Once again, bro, why certain people have problems with the Boston sports organization, but specifically more the Celtics because of something like that.
They know how to cover up their shit.
So
it at least appears that you didn't give a fuck about the black family, but for some odd reason. Right? Because they say we're not racist. Okay, well, you say that, but you definitely didn't put the identity out there of the white girl he fucked and whoever that was. You didn't expose them,
right?
But you had no
she was
problem
a wife
saying
to somebody who worked in the office.
What's his name? I don't want to get his name. The guy that cheated on Nia Long.
Udoka. Why is it so hard for y'all to say?
Udoka, whatever.
No, Ime Udoka.
All right, but they had no problem exposing him and everything of that nature, bro. It just definitely wasn't right.
So let me ask you this, right? So do you think that like they were undervalued? Like, do you think that it's just like do you think it's a Boston Celtics thing? Do you think it's a national thing? Do you think that like just blacks period are undervalued, like because it was like protect her,
right?
But who gives a fuck about Nia Long or her husband because he's a piece of shit. He cheated, but she had nothing to do with the affair. We're just what I mean. But we're gonna destroy their whole marriage, everything. Right. We're gonna put it all out there. So do you feel like that they're undervalued? Because when you sit and think about like
100%.
Nia Long and what's the old boy that just the actor dude that
Jonathan Majors.
No.
My bad.
Jonathan Majors.
And like when you start thinking about like
black actors and actresses.
Black actors, black actresses, just like people in that position. Period. Do you feel like they're undervalued as people? Like they don't. Like
1,000%.
Look at that treat. They treat them like they're expendable, bro.
I think they treat them like they're expendable, and
I think black American actors.
Black American actors because
Because London's
They
popular.
love these London black actors, bro.
Yeah,
They
because
love
with the
them.
address, I was
They
gonna
love
say that.
them,
What's
bro.
my man from Snowfall? The Damson.
I was gonna say with the
Lamar
advent,
BMF. You know Lamar BMF's from over there too.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
what's
with the
the
advent
main
of-
dude? Stringer Bell.
yeah.
Idris
Idris
Elba.
is that
Yeah.
guy, bro.
With the advent of actors from London, right? They look at it like, nigga, we can get them to be y'all for cheaper than we would pay y'all, right?
Do they get paid less?
No, I don't think so.
But even still, you got to understand, why wouldn't they get American dude to play Stringer Bell? Here's why: because you got to think, entertainment is really America's only real export.
It is.
And who's the masters of entertainment? We are, right? So people from London, I know motherfuckers from London. They grow up watching us. They grow up imitating us. They grow up hot. They know how to be us.
They dress like us.
They know how to be us better than us.
Right.
So it's like, yo,
It's just wild.
instead of getting one of y'all, I get one of these motherfuckers to come over here. So they definitely undervalue, because you gotta think, it goes deeper than that. Black American black people, we're always gonna be treated like we're expendable because we was brought over here as property. That's just a fact. We wasn't brought over here as work. Whatever they tell the kids in these new history books, you guys were workers. We were brought over here as property.
Word, that's what they telling them?
Chattel.
Well.
If you don't know what the word chattel means, we were brought over here chattel slavery, which means you were brought over here to do a job. We weren't brought over here as people. We were brought over here like cattle. Once we decided to not be cattle no more, they put in the Constitution we were 3/5 as a man. That shit is still in the Constitution right now. That black people are 3/5 of a human being. So we're always going to be undervalued in some way. You understand what I'm saying? So now, when they find motherfuckers from London that can imitate us better than the dude that's actually us, they're going to rock with him.
I just want to say one thing.
I don't think they're getting a pay cut, though.
I just want to say, I don't disagree with anything you're saying. I just disagree with one thing. They didn't find Idris Elba because he wasn't, we could just get him. Idris Elba's fire, bro.
Oh, nah, they're
Ill,
definitely,
bro.
Nah, they're definitely fire, but what I'm saying
just
is
use
this.
a different example. All I'm saying is just use a different
I'm not
example.
using a different example, but what I'm
Even
saying
homie
is,
playing Lamar right now, BMF,
but
he's
what
killing
I'm
it.
saying
but
is
Idris
this.
Elba is
What I'm
ill,
saying
bro.
is
He
this.
Dempsey killed it too. He's
Yeah,
killing
but
it.
Hold on, yo. Hold on.
Nah.
These
cool.
British black
That's
actors
cool,
are fire,
but what
though.
I'm saying is
We
this.
can't- they
That's
fire.
cool.
Goddamn, he's really, really good.
That's
He's
cool.
good.
Them
That boy
niggas are
good.
good, but there's a million other niggas that's in America that's probably just as good that
Fire,
they
but they
skipped
didn't-
over.
they
No, you listen. Even
They
Lorenz
didn't
Tate
get
said
casted
it, bro.
for the role. That's the only thing
No,
I can
so
think
this
of.
is what I'm saying. There's
even
probably a
Lorenz
million
Tate
other niggas.
said it too,
There's
bro.
probably a dude in Cali that was just as good as Damson that could play Franklin, because here's the thing. Them British actors, they have to go through a lot of shit to even get a role. They learn theater. They learn a bunch of shit, right?
But do we know that they're
They
getting
become
paid
thespians.
They might not be getting paid less.
Well,
They
that's
might not be.
significant.
But
You
here's
said
the
that they
thing.
get paid less.
I don't
That's
think they're
Here's
taking
the-
no pay cut.
But
That's
here's the
crazy.
thing. I know a bunch of niggas that get skipped over
Right.
because there's a guy from London that can imitate you better than you.
But
So
do you know that that's why they're doing it, though?
It doesn't. I don't
Could it
know
be that, or could they
But what
just
I
say,
do
yo,
know-
Idris Elba's a better actor than you, boy?
There's
Play Omar.
some that might be better
Lamar's
actors,
a better
but
actor than
but
you.
here's the thing.
We're naming some actors from
But when you
from
have
London
a dude
that are
that's
fire, bro.
but when you have a
They're
guy
fire.
like Lorenz Tate saying, "Yo, I know there's mad black American actors that get skipped over so they can pick people from other countries to imitate us," that might have some validity.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm not saying his opinion has
What
no.
was his reason
no
for
Hold
saying
validity.
on,
that?
hold on. But what if it has to do with marketing? Because look, right? You'll get if you're bringing actors and actresses from London to come film in American movies and series, you're opening up a whole nother
You think
market.
they're trying to take it international?
I'm saying it's just an angle because I don't know.
No,
what
I
I
believe
don't
that
want to
that's
do is
part
I
of
don't
it.
want to sit here and like speak like things are facts and we
Right.
don't know if they're
That's
facts.
what I'm
You know
saying.
what I'm saying? Like an opinion is opinion.
Like he said, Lorenz Tate made that point, but I'm trying to understand where it was that point stemming from. What did he say?
It's just his opinion. It's
the
his
base
personal
behind
opinion,
it.
bro. It's his personal opinion from
Right.
probably based off some of his experiences and
Right.
things that he sees going on. He might feel like black American actors are being undervalued, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And we do get look, black
and they
Americans
might
get
be.
shitted on.
Right,
Like, we're not,
right.
But like,
Right,
it's not.
right.
It's not to diminish. It's not to diminish that.
Right.
It's just like we're not. I don't want to make it as a what do you call it?
factual conversation if we don't really
What do
know.
you
We
say
just
when
can-
you use it as a whole?
Generalization.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
Now,
I don't want to do that. Like I don't
I
want to
also
group
will
everything
say
together.
that the British actors, when it comes to just acting, they have to do more.
Speaking absolutes.
Yeah, speaking absolutely.
Thank you.
Now the British actors, right? So a lot of the British actors, like, they go through theater class. They go through a bunch of shit that
full-fledged thespians.
They get more. They have
thespians.
full-fledged thespians, right?
Thespians, that's what they call
that
them.
a black American actor, he might not have as much access to
all that
to get the role. Like Damson, I would never knock Damson. Damson didn't become
Jesus
Franklin
Christ.
until John Singleton was like, "Yo, you got to come to America and spend 24 hours with me as Franklin."
That's what, yeah, man. I seen that.
I will not cast you until I like. That's just what it was.
But see, that would be a perfect example of him not undervaluing a black actor. That was him putting a black actor from British to the test. Like,
now,
bro, I really don't know if I fuck with you. You got to come do X, Y,
casted
Z.
D. Ray Davis for that role and Laura London.
Yeah. Now,
And look at D. Ray Davis.
Ended up being
Peaches.
Peaches.
But
now,
D. Ray, he's a dope fan.
Yeah,
And then he's Peaches.
Peaches was a dope.
Oh, I thought you were saying in
He
real
didn't
life.
watch- he didn't watch no shit.
Not in real life.
Oh, yeah.
You used to watch.
Okay.
You
Watch
watch
no
when
shit.
D.
I
Ray
was
is
just
fucked
shocked. I was
up. You was
like,
about to be
D-Ray,
mad.
yeah, I was like,
D.
that shit hurt.
Ray. D. Ray's a fire comedian. I think that.
He actually had a nice rap album last year
But
too.
also, I
never
think
mind.
even to play the other side of the fence, because Black Americans get shitted on a lot in society, I think a lot of Black Americans look at life from that perspective as well.
Yeah. I want to definitely say like that's we're definitely not saying that Black Americans don't get shitted on or they're not undervalued in areas and things of that nature. That's what like we're definitely not saying that that's not true.
I think sometimes we look at like I tell people all the time, everything is not racism. Sometimes you just wasn't good enough, or sometimes it was you. Like something, you know what I mean? Like
It's a fact,
so
though.
at the end of the day, like
It's a fact though.
do I think shit gets undervalued?
Sometimes you just suck.
Yeah, sometimes you're just not good. Yeah.
All right, bet it up.
I'm talking about something next.
So all right,
We ain't got
look,
nothing
man.
this week.
Yeah. Look, man. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? That's how we gonna do this. You feel me?
This motherfucker got a shade.
I got my shades on today.
That's how we gonna do this.
This is smooth today. Let's go.
Smooth. You know what I'm saying?
You still got your glasses underneath those?
that's how I'm
Dwayne
seeing
Wayne,
the
you
motherfuckers.
heard?
This
Sam?
motherfucker is on his Dwayne.
That nigga said, "Where's
Wayne."
Whitley?"
Right. Hey, yo, remember earlier I said, I can't look. I said, like in Django, I can't see out this motherfucking thing. Who did? Nah, man, but all right, listen. What I really wanted to talk about today was this, man. If you stop speaking on people when you don't know their whole story. Mm-hmm. Too often, a lot of y'all run around with people's names in your mouth and you trying to speak on things you know nothing about. You don't know the facts. You don't know anything other than what you heard. I heard this. And then you run around and you speak on this person as if what you heard is a fact.
Mm-hmm. Truth.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then what you're essentially doing is you just going off of gossip and rumors, right?
I heard.
Right, and you don't know anything about this person's story, this person's life story, yo. You know? So before you speak on somebody, I hope you know the facts to their story. I hope you know their life story. Because for you to be running around out here speaking on somebody's story as if you know their story better than they know their fucking story, then you really better know their story better than they know their fucking story. Mm-hmm. You better be able to show how what they're saying is cap and what you saying is true.
Need receipts.
Because if not, right?
Trouble.
If not, right.
Trouble.
It's gonna be a problem. Cause some people really don't play about some of the shit y'all be saying about them. Mm-hmm. Some people will really give it up, bro. Cause you trying to really defame them and drag their name, bro. Some people only got their name. That's all they got, bro.
Balls in their word.
And then you trying to take the only thing they have in this world is their name, bro. Mm-hmm. And everything they worked for to maintain or whatever. And it could be a lot of pain, a lot of trauma, a lot of strife that comes with their name and their story, bro. And you could be giving their story in an inappropriate manner, and all you're doing is causing more pain, more suffering to them and everything they already been through. And they might just give it up when they see you, bro. Fair. You understand? So stop speaking on people if you do not know their story. All right? That's like, I had people do it to me. Y'all know my situation. Yo, if you don't know somebody's story, do not speak on it. Learn the facts. Fuck what you heard. What you heard may not be true. Stop running with gossip. Stop running with rumors. You know what I'm saying? Speak on what you know to be factual. That's it. Don't talk about somebody if you do not know their story, man.
And if not, Nyce is going to take you to the bathroom.
Facts.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's an inside joke. We'll get into that in another show, though.
Yeah, we'll get into that in another show, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's where we at with that, man. You know what I'm saying? So, just, you know, focus on you. Focus on your story, bro. Tell your story. You know your story better than anybody else, man. Stop trying to speak other people's stories, man, because 99% of you people speaking on somebody else, you really don't know their story, man. You know what I'm saying? It's gossip, it's rumors, it's childish, it's high school shit, man. And if you want to know something...
Too many adults like to gossip nowadays.
Man, if you want to know something about somebody, you know, you heard something, you want to know something, well, why don't you just question them on the shit, man, before you run around and start talking some shit about somebody you really don't know, man, because you don't know what somebody's been through, bro. You don't know the pain or whatever that you could be adding on to their life, man. Don't do that shit, man. Speak on what you know, man. And on that note, man, listen, a diamond is just a piece of charcoal that handles stress well, man.
They ain't see us coming till we hopped up on the stage. Now the fan base jumping like we dunking NBA. You gonna talk about the hood? Now I got something else to say. Intellectual convo, sprinkled with some game. This shit sounds serious. That ain't every day. Plus Peasy got them jokes. You know that nigga always playing. Who's the white boy? That's Nyce, yo, homie a G. He from the hood, plus he speak like he got a degree. What's up with Xcel? The guard, he a battling beast. Supreme knowledge and equality to round up the team. 4 dudes from the dirt with our eyes on the goal. Took coal, applied pressure, and made it a diamond throne.